And just the last video we talked about the homologous series. In this video we're going to talk about functional group. So functional group. So while we are taking the video series by series, is that organic chemistry is a broad topic. So we are trying to find a way to make sure that you understand it step by step, so that when we now reach the higher pack nomenclature, when we now talk about the chemical properties of some homologous series, it will not be very difficult for you. So let me just do a small recap on that particular video. But if you have not watched that video, we'll leave the link in the description. The last video we talked about the homologous series, which we said that is the family of organic compounds, which follows a series of structural pattern. And we also talk about the characteristic of homologous series, and that video was, I think it was 10 minutes long. We tried explaining it so that in such a way that you can be able to understand it very well. We also listed some of the homologous series we have in organic chemistry, like the alkane, we also like alkyne, like the alkanols. In today's video, we're going to talk about functional group. So when we talk about functional group can be one an atom, two a group of an atom, three a bond. I'm going to be explaining these three things. Now, the last time we talked about the family of homologous series. Now in this particular video, we're going to talk about how to now know that this particular organic compound belongs to this particular family. And what you can use to know it is that is either that particular functional group has an atom, is that particular functional homologous series has a group of what? An atom or a bond. So this is just the functional group. That particular can be an atom, it can be a group of an atom, it can be a bond that is peculiar to a homologous series. Now let's now explain an atom. There are some homologous series that what you can use to know them is what is an atom. Is some atoms they carry. So the atom, this particular atom, you know that if this particular thing carries this particular atom, you know that this particular thing belongs to this. So there are some ones that can carry a group of an atom, like the alkanols. The alkanols, how we are going to use and identify them is that they carry OH. So because of this OH, this is the functional group of this particular thing. And this particular thing, well, it's going to determine their physical and chemical properties. For example, now, when we talked about the characteristic of organic compounds, we say that organic compounds, they are very difficult. They can't dissolve in polar solvents. But when it comes to this, because of the presence of this OH, which is their functional group, one is that this functional group, this OH is going to tell you that this particular organic compound belongs to an alkanol. And the second thing again is that it's going to now help this particular organic compound to be able to dissolve in what? In a polar solvent. Just remember that we said the other ones cannot dissolve in polar solvents apart from alkanols. Because of the OH group, which is the functional side of this particular thing, is going to help these alkanols to be able to dissolve in what? In polar solvents. So now, for example, let me give you one example now. We have this is C. It contains OH here. Here we have hydrogen. Here we have hydrogen. Because of the presence of this OH, this is going to be called an alkanol. Because of the presence of this OH. But assuming that there was no OH here, this cannot be called an alkanol. But because of the presence of this OH, this is called what? An alkanol. So this is in a group of what? An atom that determines this particular homologous series. Now, the next thing we are going to talk about is a bond. A bond can be the one to determine. Let me just put it bond now, because it can be a triple bond, it can be a single bond, it can be a double bond. So a bond can be the one to determine that this particular thing belongs to this particular homologous series. For example, now how can you now know that this particular thing belongs to an alkane? You have something like this. You have C C, C, C. What do you observe? One bond. This is bond, this is bond, this is bond, this is bond, and this is bond. So this thing now is going to now what? Show us that this particular, this C here, this C. Once you see one bond here, and you're not seeing another atom apart from all this, that means this thing belongs to what? An alkane family. See, look at this hydrogen. You are seeing just one single bond, one single bond, one single bond, one single bond. So this bond can tell us that this particular thing belongs to what? A homologous series, which is an alkane. Let's now do an example again. Let's now assume that this bond now double. You now see something like you have a double bond here. That means this hydrogen will go, and this hydrogen will go. So when you have this particular thing now, look at a double bond now. Because of this double bond, this cannot be called alkane again. This will now be called alkane. Please, if you are liking this video, make sure you give us thumbs up in this particular video. That's one of the things that give us motivation to keep producing videos for you guys. So let's continue. Now, let's assume that this is now a triple bond. You now see that, okay, this one is no more here, this one is no more here. So we now have, this is a triple bond now. This is triple bond. Now see that this particular thing is now showing you that this particular organic compound is now what? Alkyne. So now, let's now go back to what we talked about. A functional group can be what? An atom, or a group of an atom, or a bond that is peculiar to what? To a homologous series. Remember, a homologous series is a family. So that is about a functional group. So in our next video, we're going to be talking about alkyl group. So stay tuned, make sure you are there, and we keep finding your X together. Once you find your X, you're going to find your success. See you. Thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you very much.